Spider-Man and the Punisher are about as different as two heroes can be. So what happens if the MCU forces them to work together in Spider-Man Brand New Day? With the Punisher now confirmed to appear in the film, this unlikely team-up suddenly becomes a very real possibility. And in this video, we are going to break down exactly who the Punisher is and take a look at some of the times he has clashed with and even worked alongside Spider-Man in the past to see just how dangerous they could become if they ever joined forces. The Punisher, also known as Frank Castle, first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 129 back in 1974, and he was introduced as a vigilante hunting criminals in New York. What made him different from Spider-Man was his uncompromising approach, as he does not hesitate to use lethal force against those he believes deserve it. Even in his first appearance, he was portrayed as morally complex, a man driven by revenge for personal loss, but with a strict code. He would not harm innocent people and only targeted criminals, which immediately set him apart from other villains and even heroes in the Marvel Universe. In his debut, the Punisher teams up, though uneasily, with the villain Jackal to take down Spider-Man, and their first encounter is intense as the Punisher traps Spider-Man using a titanium alloy wire, intending to subdue him and take revenge for past wrongs, while Spider-Man manages to escape. This storyline establishes two key traits about the Punisher: his skill as a strategist and marksman, and his unwavering focus on his mission, even when working alongside a less disciplined ally like the Jackal. It also shows how his strict moral code separates him from pure villains, as he refuses to kill in dishonorable ways and expects the same discipline from those around him. The story also highlights the Punisher's tactical thinking and resourcefulness. While Spider-Man is busy dealing with street-level crime in New York, the Punisher carefully sets up his traps and observes his target, showing a patience and precision that Spider-Man rarely encounters. The Jackal's reckless approach creates tension between the two, emphasizing that the Punisher is not just violent but disciplined, strategic, and guided by his own code of honor. Even small details like his choice of weapons and how he reacts to dishonorable attacks help establish him as a morally complex character who operates in a grey area. Someone who is not a traditional villain, yet is not a hero either. This careful character construction in the comics sets the stage for how impactful he could be. So what does this mean for Brand New Day? With the Punisher confirmed to appear in the film, it opens up the possibility of a Dark Street level storyline in the MCU. Unlike Scorpion or other villains who bring physical or superhuman threats, the Punisher brings a lethal, methodical threat that operates outside the law. If Spider-Man crosses paths with him, it could force Peter to confront not just another villain, but someone who challenges his entire approach to crime fighting. And if the movie includes other characters like Scorpion potentially bonding with Venom, having the Punisher in the mix could create one of the most tense and morally complex battles Spider-Man has ever faced. The Punisher could also serve as a bridge to exploring the criminal underworld of New York, tying together the chaos caused by Scorpion, Tombstone, or even Boomerang, while Spider-Man usually operates with a sense of responsibility and restraint. The Punisher shows what happens when someone takes justice into their own hands without compromise. Their interactions could range from uneasy team-ups against a common enemy to full-on conflict if their methods clash, giving the movie a darker, more grounded edge while staying true to Peter Parker's story. Now, let us dive into the first real team-ups between Spider-Man and the Punisher, beginning in The Amazing Spider-Man issues 134 through 135 from 1974, where their uneasy alliance really starts to take shape, demonstrating how two heroes so different in method and mindset can spark chaos when they clash, but also forge an unstoppable alliance when the city's survival is on the line. The story begins with Peter Parker trying to enjoy a rare day off on a cruise with Liz Allen, Mary Jane, and Flash Thompson. However, chaos erupts when the cruise ship is hijacked, introducing the villain Tarantula. This is his very first appearance in Marvel Comics. Tarantula is a skilled fighter with deadly piercers on his feet that can temporarily paralyze opponents. Spider-Man quickly jumps into action, saving crew members who try to intervene and even rescuing one who falls into the river. Spider-Man then takes on Tarantula, but he is paralyzed by the villain's piercers. That is when the Punisher enters the scene, believing Spider-Man is behind the hijacking. He attacks fully intending to eliminate Spider-Man, thinking this is his chance to take down a criminal. Interestingly, he even assumes Tarantula is on the right side, completely misreading the situation. After a few intense blows, the Punisher quickly realizes that Spider-Man is actually innocent and that the Tarantula is the true threat. Recognizing the need to work together, the two form an uneasy alliance to take down the villain, as Spider-Man focuses on Tarantula himself, using his agility and web-slinging skills to dodge attacks while countering Tarantula's deadly piercers, allowing him to gradually wear him down. Meanwhile, the Punisher takes on Tarantula's henchmen, demonstrating his trademark precision and tactical efficiency. Using a combination of firearms, careful planning and sheer force, he systematically neutralizes each henchman, ensuring they cannot interfere with Spider-Man's battle against Tarantula. The coordinated effort between the two heroes, Spider-Man handling the villain directly and the Punisher clearing the path, allows them to gain the upper hand. Spider-Man ultimately defeats Tarantula in a dramatic showdown and subdues him without crossing the line into lethal force. And at the same time, the Punisher captures all of the henchmen, showing his lethal efficiency and unwavering focus. This marks the first time the two heroes effectively work together despite their very different approaches to crime fighting. The second time that Spider-Man and the Punisher work together is a storyline that really highlights their chemistry and hints at what we might see in Brand New Day. In The Amazing Spider-Man issues 201 through 202, the story opens with Spider-Man spotting a man being thrown out of a window, and Peter Parker swings into action, saving him and bringing him back inside. But he finds the Punisher in the middle of a fight against a group of thugs. Then Spider-Man jumps in, taking down a few attackers to both help and restrain Frank. In a tense moment, the Punisher even fires a mercy bullet to briefly knock Spider-Man out, clearing his path to pursue his target. But Peter quickly realizes that Frank has not killed anyone, highlighting that even early on the Punisher operates by a strict moral code. Meanwhile, Peter, now at the Daily Globe, is paired with reporter April May to cover a courthouse trial involving Lorenzo Jacob, a criminal the Punisher has been hunting for years. Jacobe's past actions left Frank with a personal vendetta, the death of a boy who once saved him, making this mission deeply personal, and this overlap of investigations sets the stage for Spider-Man and the Punisher to cross paths again. Chaos erupts as Jacob's thugs attack the courthouse and kidnap him. Spider-Man changes into costume and gives chase, but when he is knocked out of the vehicle, the Punisher takes over. They converge at a warehouse where Spider-Man battles Jacobe's henchmen, while the Punisher neutralizes threats. Spider-Man even places a tracer on a thug to track Jacob, showing how their skills complement each other when they coordinate. During the fight, April May is captured while infiltrating Jacobe's organization. Spider-Man and the Punisher fight side by side, Spider-Man agile and fast, Punisher methodical and lethal. In the climax, Jacobe dies in a vehicle crash during the chaos. By the end, the heroes recognize that despite their different methods, they can achieve far more working together than apart. Spider-Man escorts April to the hospital, and the Punisher silently departs, leaving the scene, but the connection between the two is undeniable. This storyline is a perfect blueprint for what we could see in Brand New Day, as it shows their potential chemistry. Spider-Man's moral compass balanced against the Punisher's ruthless efficiency. Imagine Spider-Man and the Punisher forced to fight side by side against Scorpion bonded with Venom, Tombstone, or Boomerang. This could be the darkest and most gripping team-ups ever in the MCU. This is the comic that really proves their differences do not just create conflict, they create an opportunity for a powerhouse alliance, and in Spider-Man Brand New Day, that dynamic could be unforgettable. So how would you like to see this potential alliance unfold? Could they really overcome a symbiote-empowered Scorpion, a villain whose strength and rage have been amplified to terrifying levels? And what about a lineup of other ruthless street-level criminals, like Tombstone or Boomerang, each bringing their own chaos into the mix? The strategy, the tension, and the sheer unpredictability of seeing these two very different heroes coordinate under fire is a recipe for some of the most gripping and morally complex battles the MCU could ever deliver. Drop your predictions in the comments, as I want to hear how you think this could play out, and what moments would make it unforgettable on screen. With the trailer rumoured to arrive very soon and the official release date for Spider-Man Brand New Day set for the 31st of July, 2026, everything is starting to feel very real. As we get closer to that date, the excitement surrounding the film is building rapidly. When the trailer finally drops, it will give us our first real glimpse at the direction the movie is taking, from the tone of the story to the potential villains Spider-Man may be facing this time around, along with the possibility of unexpected alliances that could completely change the stakes of the film. It could also reveal hints about Peter Parker's journey directly after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, with the world forgetting who he is, and Peter starting over completely alone. The trailer may finally show us what his new life looks like, and how he balances being Spider-Man without the support system he once had. Until then, the the speculation and excitement will only keep growing. And once that first trailer arrives, it is safe to say the hype for Brand New Day is going to reach an entirely new level. And if you love this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more Spider-Man and Marvel content, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.